That's the way it should be. Isn't that right?
Amen. Preach.
Because after you have made your report back to the betterments of a never-dying glory, all those flowers and accolades won't do you any good. Have I got a witness? Don't wait till someone is dead and gone to express your appreciation. You know how we act sometimes. When they're down here inside of the casket, I know how it is. The mortician can't close the casket because you all over in the casket. Everybody in the church rolling their eyes. Didn't act like that when they were living.
Say it.
But you need to learn to show your appreciation and your adoration while someone is still living.
Amen. Preach.
And you have took time out today. I want to commend you for setting this moment in history aside to say to the associate ministers, thank you. Oftentimes you have called them just as well as you call Pastor Dixon. Share your troubles, your burdens with them. You ask them to agree with you in prayer. Yeah, y'all did it.
Go ahead.
Let's touch and agree.
Yes.
And they helped you through some trials, tribulation, some situations. But you never said much obliged. You know, a lot of times we need to take an attitude of gratitude. And stop taking so many things for granted. Don't we do it?
Yes, we do.
You consider, you say, well, they're going to always be here. Yeah, but you don't know where and when the chilly hand of death will reach out and touch someone. So it behooves all of us in here to tell everybody how you really feel about them. Amen. And let them know that you appreciate and love the things that they do for you. Amen. Now, ministers, sometimes, yeah, I know you feel like you've been taken advantage of. But just hang on in there. Because you are not called to be served. You are called to be a servant.
Say it again.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I know you feel. Sometimes we think better of ourselves than other folk do. Anyway, and there's nothing wrong, no harm in thinking well of yourself. But don't get your feelings hurt. Don't get your feathers all ruffled up. And let your blood pressure get out of whack when folk don't pat you on the back.
Amen.
The fact about it is, you got to be careful when some folk pat you on the back. Anyway, because y'all remember in school how somebody would walk up and pat you on the back and stick a sign
On your back.
on your back and have wrote in big letters, kick me. You got to be, that took you back there. You got to be careful. And don't get upset, because if you recall in Luke chapter 17, Jesus was talking with his disciples and he told them, so now, for instance, there was a man who had a servant who went out and plowed a field. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Or either tended his flock. And then at the evening, the servant came in, and the master didn't say, come in, sit down and eat. The master was right back and said, fix me a dinner and serve me. He said that in order to say this: you a servant and you just doing your duty. It's your duty to serve. And when you don't get patted on the back, don't get upset. Because the blessings that the Lord has in store for you, you're going to get them after a while. Huh? You heard it said before, and I'll say it again, payday is coming after a while. You just have to learn to put your time in. Associate ministers, one other thing I want to encourage you is, whenever you're serving as an associate, be faithful. Huh? Hang in there. Your day is coming. The Lord will someday, soon and very soon, elevate you to that position of pastor. And when you do get elevated, remember now how you serve. All right? You gotta do something in order to get something.
Amen. Amen.
It's reciprocal. You have to put some time in order to gain to be elevated. You know how it was. I use school again. If you didn't go to school, you skipped school, and you didn't pay attention, and you didn't get grades, you didn't get good grades, you didn't get promoted.
Amen. Amen. Preach. Preach.
Yeah, so some get to thinking sometimes, well, I should have had this.
Amen.
I should have had that. But you first of all need to learn how to appreciate what you already got. So the Lord can bless you with it. Oh, y'all ain't want to hear that.
Preach.
Yeah.
Tell
But
them.
said that to say this: just be thankful for what you have. I know sometimes people don't tell you thank you, but you be grateful. Don't be, since we was in Luke chapter 17, just read on down a little further. Don't be like those 10 lepers that flagged Jesus down as he was on his way to Jerusalem. Right outside of Samaria, y'all remember the story there. It was 10 of them said they were outcasts. And as they were sitting alone outside of Jesus passed by, they said, Lord, would you have mercy on us? Jesus stopped what he was doing, looked at him and said, go show yourself to the priest. They got in a hurry. Sometimes we get in a hurry.
Amen.
And we get in too big of a hurry. And don't ever say thank you. You remember, they all took off on their way to show themselves to the priest. But one of them came to the realization of, wait a minute. Something has happened. Yeah, my skin used to be in bad shape. Things used to be falling off, but the stuff, oh, y'all ain't gonna get it.
Break, tell it.
He had sense enough, and he was turned around and went back, fell down in front of Jesus and said, Lord, I thank you.
Yes.
You need to learn how to be attitude of
Thankfulness.
gratitude.
Yes.
You know, when people be good to you, my mom used to say they don't have to be good to you. You know, can I get a